How do you stay fit while traveling on the road? You need a Road Warrior Wellness program. Today we're talking about fitness, health, exercise while on the road. We're going to meet with Brandon Rothrock, founder and CEO of Lean Fitness. So please ask your questions, say hello, make new friends, and network with the best on ATI Auto Business. What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to Industry Logistics on ATI Auto Business on Thursdays, where everyone learns more about the automotive industry. We are going to talk about fitness today, and that's not the right slide. That's from Tuesday night's show. Please do say hello in the live chat. Great. We've got, and Lean Fitness is in the live chat. So if you have a question, a comment, and let's do this. The website is, let me bring that up, BeLeanFitness.com. I'm going to share the website in the live chat. Come on, let's face it. It is hard to stay fit and get some exercise in when you're traveling on the road, eating all that fast food, and you really, where are you going to exercise at? You've seen the videos of like folks exercising in the parking lot. Are you going to do that? Are you going to run out in the parking lot and just start exercising, doing push-ups and stuff, and the motor oil and the exhaust? I don't think so. No. But you see somebody doing it and you start thinking about it. And so, anyways, Brandon has much more experience with this than I do, and we're going to bring him in first. But first, please help me wish a warm welcome to my co-host on Thursdays, Sue. Can you see me and hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear and see me?
I can see you. I can hear you.
Okay.
So thank you so much. We had a couple weeks off, but we're back.
Yep.
And we have Brandon Rothrock. This is the Road Warrior Wellness Program. Lean Fitness. No money exchanging hands here. I agree. Staying healthy is hard to do. It is, man. It is so easy to get off the wagon quickly, isn't it? Oh my
there's
gosh.
too many fast food places. That's all there is. And that's for normal people, let alone a guy sitting in a truck,
right,
24/7,
who has no extra time.
Yes,
right. Spend
exactly.
all the time on the phone booking loads, this or that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. So I can't wait to hear what Brandon has to say. That is Brandon Rothrock. And it's the Road Warrior Wellness Program. And you know that AT is where everyone learns more about how the automotive industry works. So if you have an auto industry comment, this is, right, sometimes we do a show that's a little off track. That's why I say, as a media guy, I'm not going to do a show about avocados and leg warmers, okay? I realize that many podcasts get to that quickly. It's actually one of the reasons why I believe in making media as opposed to just going out and getting a microphone and jumping right in. Okay, there I said it. Know your ecosystem, OEM, dealer, auction, logistics, remarketing, recon, compliance, and tech. Tuesday night, I had the ARA, American Recovery Association. Which is funny, I'll just tell you this now on Thursday. There's now another ARA. The IARA dropped the I. And now there's two ARAs. Not confusing at all.
No.
So anyways, the original ARA was on my show Tuesday night talking about important issues that affect repossession. Now, we know what it's like to book repo loads. It's good times. We talked about that. It's no secret. And auto repos are up because of the economy and this and that and yada yada. Yep. So what you want to do is go to Double Standards Impacting Repossession with American Recovery Association. And in the time codes of the show, you can see it. Insurance, acts of God, theft and violence. Oh my gosh. When they started talking about debtors, check this out. Debtors showing up randomly, demanding their cars.
Wow.
Trying to break stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds like a party. education, training, storage, and then auto transport. And this is where, like, ATI serves this real unique function of bridging the gap between transportation and repossession. That was not part of my plan. It's something I learned over time, right? Because what's it like to book a repo load? Go.
A nightmare. I don't do it. How about that?
Right. Now, does it have to be a nightmare? It doesn't have to be.
No.
It really doesn't have to be.
It's been made into a nightmare.
It's been made into a nightmare. And
Yes.
and so I've started proposing some ideas of, you know what? Hey guys, instead of, when we post loads, it's rando whoever, right? Up
Right.
for grabs. Maybe with repo, don't do that.
Maybe I have an idea.
Great.
Why not set it up like Copart with an app that you can set your appointment up, and that way you can also see the condition of the car, if it runs and drives, if it has keys. That way they're set up in appointments like Copart is. They want you to set appointments anyways. They just never give you the information until it's too late. Or you find out after the fact they didn't have keys, run and drive, because they didn't tell you that either.
Okay, so how about okay, I like it. So how about when you go, it's not Ready Auto anymore, it's now Central Dispatch. When you go to Central Dispatch and you book a load and you see it's in op and maybe even it tells you.
Right.
Because we've talked about that too.
Right. Some do.
Don't just tell me in op. Tell me what,
Yeah, tell me it has keys or not. Yeah.
And it'd be great if it said Copart, IAA.
Right.
Right?
Missing a wheel.
Yeah, missing a wheel. And then there's a link to click on that
Yes.
takes me into the app where I book
You can
it,
schedule
get
it.
all the info. Yes. See,
Yes.
and here's another thing that we need. Well, I don't need it, but I think the repossession industry would, lenders, and we're talking about lenders and auctions. These are the folks that are in pain over all this, right?
Well, and think of it this way. If it was like Copart where they had the app, they would get a notification that someone made an appointment for their car if they set it up that way. So the lender knows, or whoever needs to know. You know what I mean?
All right, you heard it here first. I mean, and so that's one of the things too. Is that where else can this conversation happen?
Right.
And we're proposing solutions. Somebody kind of did a drive-by ding on me on LinkedIn the other day, and I said, well, okay, all right, I'm not going to get into a pity patty party or whatever,
Right.
but I said, help me propose new solutions, and I'll help you with the gripe. Okay, right. Fair. So that's great. I love it. And this is really awesome stuff that we're doing with the ARA. It's the neutral zone top 20 load boards. This got some traction. In fact, we have to find out. V2 dispatch.
Yes.
Right?
I haven't figured out how to sign up yet.
Oh my God.
I went through the thing. You can't
crazy.
click a button. I don't know.
It's a
And I
mystery.
waited on hold the other day, and I couldn't handle it any longer, so I got.
Wow, you got holded to death.
Yeah.
Well, it's V2 dispatch Roadrunner something.
Yeah.
So if you have information,
Yeah.
if you have seen this load board, if you found the chupacabra in the wild, set a trap, let us know how we can get on board.
Where'd you find that? I couldn't find it.
Good job, Sue. This looks great. Murphy Auto Transport Services has room for a carrier.
Yes, with
You're
me.
a dispatcher, you're a professional, and here's how you contact Sue, 417-273-0021. You can email murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. What does this mean, Sue? What do you mean?
I mean, I have a spot, just me personally, that I'll be dispatching for you. So yeah, if you've got availability, I've got availability for one driver. So give me a call or send me an email.
And you've got to. So what are some basic requirements?
Well, I mean, you got to be on Central Dispatch. I'll hook you up with Super Dispatch. I mean, obviously, you need to have your CDL. You need to have your FMCSA, MC paperwork all in order, your Central Dispatch account up. I will work with new people, like we've been talking about for the last several months. It's a trial and tribulation here for probably the first 6 months of starting out, because everybody is taking this sign up thing to the next level where most of them are 90 days, 6 months, some are a year, some are 2 years. So it is a process, and it's a little bit harder to do all of this now than it used to be. Also, with the new central dispatch ratings, not everybody's rating everybody, and some of the brokers are based on ratings. And of course, when you're starting out, you don't have any ratings. So just keep that in mind. I mean, I'm going to make you as much money as I can and get you signed up with as many people as I can as it goes along. So,
Yep. Um, if you're not worried about what size trailer, three,
well,
four, six. Yeah,
I
you have a
prefer
preference.
3 to 4s is what I usually like to work with.
Right. Staying
You
on the
know,
road a long time, right?
well, no, usually my guys just stay out for a week. I did
Oh,
have a
okay.
guy that was staying out for a month or two at a time. I can work with either one. That part
Okay.
doesn't matter to me. Um,
And what about if I only drive in Texas?
I do not do inside state.
You're
There
right.
you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Awesome
Out for a
info.
week, out for a week at a minimum, back in, or whatever you want to stay out. That's what I usually do.
Right, and interested in how about this one? If you're interested in developing a lane or just going where the money goes, have a
I
preference?
usually do where the money goes. I mean, getting a lane right now, I just can't imagine.
Oh man, yeah.
The loads are bad. I mean, we are in the season of bad, and it was already bad, so it's even worse. I do think it's going to do what it's always done, where it's good, bad, good, bad. Like you'll have a really great week, and then you're going to have a crappy week, and then so just keep that in mind, everyone. When you're figuring out your finances and stuff like that, it's not going to be all bad. I mean, knock on wood. I don't want to say that, but I do know like today there's 35,000 loads on the board. That's pretty good.
Ooh, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
so hold on to that. So 35K.
Yep.
I think we're going to look at that here in a minute because did you get the memo? There it is. Central Dispatch enhanced dashboard experience in August plus mobile app, and they're
Cool.
coming on ATI on Tuesday, August 20th to talk about it.
In the afternoon.
Yeah,
Right.
at noon Central
Noon.
Time.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the evening show, we're gonna talk at noon.
Sweet.
I know. In fact, this.
Yes, I sent you this.
Yeah. Now, who did you think of? Who or what did you think of when you saw this?
Well, it's what I do.
Well, okay, right. Because that's
So,
Auto Refresh Plus, right?
yes, it's an
Okay,
auto
there we go.
refresh tool. That's
So,
what they're talking about.
All right, so if you don't know, if you didn't get the memo, use of unapproved automation tools or add-ons violates the Central Dispatch terms and conditions and is not supported by Central Dispatch. Please be aware that improvements to the product will be implemented in August. Okay, listen, this isn't just Auto Refresh Plus.
No, this is other add-on. I mean, they're
This
not.
is
It's auto tools of some sort that
okay.
is making you get the loads faster than anybody else. And you and I both know there is something out there that we've never figured out because there are people that use something like that.
Well, consider this.
Okay.
Okay, is it possible that a mobile app that allows you to convert an order into a document and import it into another technology will no longer be able to do that? Are you picking up what I'm laying down?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of technologies out there that have forever been converting Central Dispatch orders to PDFs or other screen capture, boxy, texty
So you think
recognition.
they're meaning that too?
I'm just saying. Listen, if I was them, why wouldn't I do that? This is not limited to me and you in Auto Refresh Plus.
Well, that'd make it really, really hard.
By the way,
wouldn't it?
what was the chat bot, AI bot, super bot?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to affect them too. This could, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
it
you're right.
could potentially affect everybody that is somehow, because it's their data.
True.
You know, data wars
to
are
share
really
it.
ugly because
True.
if you
You're
want to
right.
get, anyways,
Yeah.
there you go. That's what I'm thinking, and it could get interesting. ACV
really not.
Transport has a feature update. I wanted to ask you, have you used this? Do you know what this is?
I have not bundled the jobs yet. No. Like
So you
that.
can bundle jobs at ACV. Bundle jobs are all instant book jobs. Go to the load board, book bundled jobs. They're matched based on pickup and delivery. And they're flagged with a new yellow bundle icon. I like that there's an icon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Anything.
Anything to make it different from something else, yeah.
Yeah, it's helpful. Dealerships being warned about phishing scams. I talked about this Tuesday night. Okay, snoozer, but this is not a snoozer. FMCSA warns truckers about phishing email scam. Of course, phishing scammers are pretending to be the FMCSA. The agency is aware that an email is being sent to registered entities by a party pretending to be the FMCSA. You know, go big or go home.
Yeah.
And requesting that carriers complete forms attached to the email. Those forms ask for a social security number, USDOT personal identification number. FMCSA emphasized they do not require that information on its forms. Carriers should not fill out the forms attached to the fake email. In some cases, the phishing attempt also asks for a certificate of insurance, driver's license to help protect the recipient against fraud. Right? What a great way to be a fraudster. Hey, we're trying to help protect against fraud. So here's some fraud. There is also a threat that if the recipient does not respond within a day, the individual will be fined. There's a threat. I love this one. There's a threat that if the recipient does not respond within a day, they will be fined. Doesn't that sound the way they talk?
Yes,
it sounds exactly like how they talk. Smart fraud. That's smart fraud. There, I said it. Which is also not an FMCSA practice. At first glance, the emails appear legitimate. FMCSA said the fake emails are originating from safety at FMCSA filing and FMCSA DOT filings. Man, nothing like some of your own medicine. Now, I'm not saying anybody deserves this. But, you know, when you've been scaring people for a long time, they're scared.
Yeah.
They'll believe anything after a while. Well, that's the way we wanted it. Oh, but not now. Oh, okay. Anyways, the agency said that none of these are legitimate email addresses and none of them are owned by you. So if you click on a suspicious link, I don't know, visit cybersecurity, call the FBI. I love the call the FBI. Yeah. I'm on the road and I just clicked on a FMCSA. Yeah, it says bend over at FMCSA. Yeah, I clicked on it. Now what? You're the FBI? Keep driving? Okay. That went well. Bloodbath on Wall Street. I'm sorry, Nightmare on Wall Street. Did you hear about this?
Well, yeah.
This is Monday.
Yeah.
They're saying the biggest holy crapola. I don't know. Did I see 1987? Something crazy. $1 trillion wipeout and just within. Wow. Anyways, I don't have anything to add. I mean, everybody already knows that. But I do see it overlapping with, you know, a lot of people are either switching jobs, losing jobs, looking for jobs. It's gone up. Have you seen that?
Yes, it was like almost 4%. Yeah, 4.3% it's gone up.
Man, look at that. You guys know the unemployment rate? This is like some...
Well...
This is one edumacated show. Did you hear that CarMax laid off some home delivery drivers?
Really?
Mass layoffs for the rollback and home delivery drivers department. This was on Reddit 22 days ago. Somebody tipped me off. I didn't just
Carvana's hiring here in Springfield.
Really?
The last mile. Yeah.
Wow. So that's interesting because it would seem that, okay, we know that under a year ago, Vroom and then Shift exited the online used car buy, sell marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Now, seems like CarMax has been doing pretty well. And I'm not saying they're going anywhere.
Right.
But CarMax and what's the other one I'm thinking of? Not Carvana. But anyways.
Drive Time?
Could be Drive Time.
Out there.
Drive. But what's weird is Carvana has roots in Drive Time. This is a really weird.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have to do an expose. So, anyways, Carvana is going to Pac-Man everybody else's losses right now. I don't know how they have cajillions of dollars to spend. And they're even saying they're making money hand over fist right now, which I don't believe that either. But whatever, it doesn't matter. But
Carvana, I could believe it. They're buying people's cars for almost nothing.
I know, but that doesn't mean they're making money.
Well, if they're selling them for double.
If you're Warren Buffett's kid, and you just want to go around the Monopoly board buying shit,
Well, there
you
go.
can.
Yeah.
Who cares if you made money?
Oh, true.
That's
you need
what-
some losses, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and
and
this-
that's right on.
I hate to say, well, I don't know if I care actually. I
Right.
think Carvana is just spending money and they don't have to worry about it. I don't know why.
Well,
Just like Rivian. Rivian posted another huge loss. You've heard of Rivian.
yeah.
And somebody's like, "Oh, you need another bucket of trillions of dollars? No problem." It's just, Jay, you seem pretty passionate about it. All right. Welcome to Auto Transport, where you can do whatever you want. Hey, do you know you can find a couch up on the load board? Oh, I'm sorry. Not the one I was thinking. 2018 couch, 6 pieces.
There was also a mattress and box springs.
So this kind of marks it's kind of a new.
Shouldn't even be allowed, really. I mean,
Why
really.
is it there?
I don't know.
How did somebody get that deal?
Like auto.
I mean, you put anything on there.
Because you
I
can
know
put
that,
you can do whatever you
but
want. This is Auto
Yeah.
Transport.
Just ridiculous to me.
I love it when the wrestling ring motto makes sense again. Making auto transport sense again. Okay. Hey, everyone, I know that I was in the carling business. Now I'm out of it. It's become a joke.
It's too far gone. Well, here's
Too
the
far
thing.
gone. Yeah, no. It's
always going to be.
always been a joke.
Well,
Ah, come on.
I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to say car hauling is always going to be there. I think for some reason, because of everything that's going on, the recession and everything else, people think like the car hauling industry is like going to go out of business. Like there's never going to be people transporting cars. And maybe that will happen when the cars drive themselves, but it's not going to happen soon. Anyways.
Well, no, so I want to talk about that too. I agree. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Right.
But it probably will happen.
Yeah, but we're not. I mean, we're talking.
We're not there now. So
No.
So is the question, we're just going to stumble along until it's automatic? Is that what
Yeah.
we're going to do? Because
I-
it seemed like, and this is why the 2018 6-piece couch is important, is
Yeah.
because through time there have been companies that have said, we're going to do better.
Yeah,
2018 6-piece couch.
there you have it.
I mean, that's the thing. So are we going to do better, or are we just, do we all just get tired and then, whatever?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure
think
that
so.
happens.
Honestly.
I mean, I've been doing this for 20 some years, so yeah.
I mean,
It's-
just watch this show. This show is so nuts. I mean, we're giving advice, but
it
we're
drives you some
also
days.
just facing reality.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
that
1
kind of
hour
stuff,
at a time.
that drives me nuts when I see that kind of crap on there.
That's
It's just a waste of space.
It's terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
but you know what? Again, this is auto transport. You can do whatever you want.
You want, yes.
You can. And I know people hate it when I say that, but it's so true. Okay. We just don't like it when you get excited like that, Jay. Can you list real load boards, Jay? So instead of 20 load boards, right? This guy's saying, just give me the real ones. Give me the top 5. All right. Top 5 real load boards. All right. None of this 20 stuff. Number 1 load board is
Central.
Central Dispatch. How many loads? 35,000?
Yes, right now. Yeah.
All right.
In the next 3 days. There's more than that, but that's
Yeah,
the next
right.
3 days.
All right. Who's number 2? Real load board that you check every day. Live chat. We need you to comment on this. What do you actually check? Where do you actually get your loads? None of this chupacabra stuff.
Well, and
Super, right?
right, Super is the next one.
Okay.
Of course, all this you have to sign up. Everybody knows this. So, Metro, you have to be a part of them.
Okay, is Metro third? Is that the third?
I can't remember. Where's your board?
I
at?
think it is. It's third on my list. How
That-
did
it
you
would be
check
third on my
Metro?
list.
Do you check
Yeah.
Metro every day?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
I used to.
Yeah.
I did.
Janice is on it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. If Janice is on it, it's real.
It's a joke.
All right. MetroLoads.com. So you got
Yeah.
CentralDispatch.com, SuperDispatch.com, MetroLoads.com.
Yep.
Where else do you actually go every day?
Cars are
We really go?
You go to Cars Arrive?
I do.
I don't, because they hardly ever have any loads on it. ACV.
But I mean, that's,
Um,
you know what? I used to.
United Road.
I used to go to Cars Arrive every day. It was always. All right, how about, okay, so where are we at? ACV, United Road,
ACV.
ACV, right?
Yeah, I would be do ACV. Main reason I check ACV is because they pay so well.
What's the ACV auction? Where do you go? What's the website?
Let me see. I think it's just acv.com. Hold on.
ACVauctions.com.
It is ACV.
Okay,
It's
here we go.
transport.acvauctions.com.
ACV, Metro, Holly, look at that. And so I think Holly may be number 5 there. But I cut you off. You were saying? Sorry.
It is. Sorry, hold on. Let me go back.
This is great.
It is transport.acvauctions.com.
Right. Transport.
.acvauctions.com.
Okay. Transport. Does it come up? It's not like a Dom Jot Dom.
Well, I mean, you have to sign up, so you can't
Okay.
access it.
But
unless
if you go there and you're not signed up, it at least looks like transport.acv. Does it? Or is it
Here,
like, you know?
Let me show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Can I
Go
share?
ahead.
Not yet.
Host tools. There we go. And we got Brandon up in a minute. Cool.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, but that looks like, you know what I'm saying. What's funny,
Well, I mean,
this
it
is,
says ACV at the top.
And thank
so
you.
know.
It
And
should.
you can click. It says sign up right there.
but we've seen transportation load boards where when you go there, it looks like, you know, some random scammy. Okay.
It's not
All
letting
right,
me
good.
sign up right there either, so maybe you got to go to it.
So we got, all right, so we got Central, Super, Metro, ACV, Holly. Do you think that's a reasonable, real list of 5?
Yeah.
Did I leave anybody off? We know Janice said Cars Arrive. Do we leave anybody off? Going once.
Carpool's getting there.
Stefan Family says car haulers are fit. True statement.
No, it's probably the most that, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right, awesome. Fantastic.
I wish if I could get access RPM, I would be checking
Oh,
those.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Working.
And let's see, before we go to the break. Oh, you were talking about, so this is out, Fraud Apocalypse. Brokers circling the wagons. I'm like, I don't get it. What does it mean? And what it means is, yes, brokers are tightening their vetting process. It's getting harder to get signed up. So the whole idea that I searched who on YouTube's making get rich car hauling videos,
Yeah.
and this is the funniest thing. You know who it is? You know who comes up?
Oh, who?
It's still Dave. Dave
Oh,
still,
God.
yeah, Dave still
I was
has.
gonna say it, but I wasn't sure.
It's not. There's not a whole bunch of new guys because it isn't. It's not even close to Drew. It's the silliest idea.
Yeah.
The videos that car haulers are making are, oh man, here's what you don't know. So it's getting more realistic,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And, freight scumbags. So,
That's hilarious. So what's that do? They check them?
so
Is it like
freight
a background
scumbags.
check?
I can't decide what I think about this. I mean, I don't know.
What is
Anyways, all right. Well, to all fraudsters and scammers in the freight industry, we are building a website dedicated to you. Your days of causing chaos and deception are numbered. And this is, I guess, in association with Freight Validate, Freight Scumbags. Freight Validate's mission is to catch scumbags like you before you commit fraud. Now, hang on a second. To catch scumbags like you before you commit fraud. So, are we creating a list of potential scumbags? Is this like Minority Report?
Because it just said from Freight Validate, which we've done Freight Validate.
I know. So I don't know if Freight Scumbags is a way of advertising Freight Validate, or is there going to be pictures of drivers and lists of brokers? I don't know.
like the sheet at Walmart.
Right, exactly. Which,
Steal.
if there's anything this world needs, is it's more lists of scumbags. But
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm going to understand that they're having as much problems in freight as we're having with cars then.
Well, it's everywhere. And
So we need to talk to I'm curious how they do that, how they steal the freight. We know how they're doing
oh
the
my
cars.
gosh, if we could get,
I would
wouldn't that
love
be
to talk to somebody
amazing?
how they're
Like
doing that. Yeah.
a secret surveillance video ad of,
Or somebody who knows about
the
it.
guy's in his
curious.
hood and he's wearing his anonymous mask and he's got a voice changer and he's like, yeah,
This is how we're doing
it
it.
was so easy and fun. I picked up a Porsche. Right? I mean, maybe.
I'm
be more
surprised there's not YouTube videos out there like that.
All right, exactly. Oh my gosh. Well, one's being edited as we speak. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to commercial break.
Okay.
Stick around. Right after this, we're going to be live with Brandon Rothrock of Be Lean Fitness and his Road Warrior Wellness program. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verifications of loads where nobody ever answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021, or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
Are you looking for a dispatch service? Mic check 1, 2, 3. That is the voice of Sue. She's my co-host here on Thursdays. She is a fully licensed dispatcher broker and runs a dispatch office. All right, there we go. All right, please do help me wish a very warm welcome to Brandon Rothrock of Be Lean Fitness Program. Brandon, can you see me and hear me okay?
I can.
All right, cool. Do you feel like you're on a TV show?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
I realize that sometimes when I talk, I'm still doing a TV show, except I'm just doing something random.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange.
Nah.
That'll be $4.99. Well, thank you so much for my change. Okay. All right, so here we are. All right, so you have, what do you have? Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you got?
Sure. Well, Jay and Sue, thank you so much for having me on the show. Honored to be here. Yeah, I guess I'll start with a little bit about myself and then, of course, Be Lean Fitness. I grew up a 3-sport athlete, playing sports growing up and really just focused on basketball. And really, honestly, I despise fitness. I was kind of forced to be in the weight room. At least the high school I was at, they kind of forced their athletes to take strength and conditioning classes. And during that time, I really just despised fitness. I just wanted to play basketball. After high school, I decided to play at the next level for basketball, just the JUCO level, and actually had to redshirt my first year due to an injury. And it was about a 7 or 8 month hiatus where I couldn't play ball, do really anything physical. But what I could do is, go to the gym and lift weights stationary. So that's kind of where the idea sparked. Had to do something, I felt like. And, fast forward a year or two, obviously I didn't continue my career with basketball, but I did get certified to become a personal trainer and just started helping folks that way. I wanted them to experience the transformation that I made with myself, not only physically, but mentally, most importantly, mentally. And, ended up doing that for about 6 months and realized that I wanted to start a business out of it. I wanted to help more people because I was limited in the gym environment. And I was also limited in what I could help them with. Most personal trainers, they help their clients with predominantly exercise. And although that's important, if you're wanting to, if you're wanting to lose weight and make a body transformation, it starts with nutrition. So that's kind of the idea behind, starting my business and doing my own thing. And, for honestly, from 2018 to 2023, we worked with anyone and everyone who wanted to get in shape. But I'd say late 2023, we're kind of at a crossroads where it's like we've seen a lot of good success with our clients, but the question came up, who could benefit the most from our service? So that led into some reflection of prior testimonials of individuals that we worked with, a lot of research just amongst job occupations and things of that nature. And obviously the statistic of truck drivers being, 70% obese is what stood out to me. And I reflected back on one of our previous success stories, which was actually from an OTR driver. It's a guy named Jonathan. He lost like 95 pounds in our program back in 2021. And this was before Road Warrior Wellness was even a thing. So I was like, wow, if our service was helping, a truck driver without us even tailoring the service 100% to their lifestyle, imagine what could happen if we did. So that thought obviously, triggered some more research. And, back in October of last year, my team and I formed together Road Warrior Wellness, which is and specifically it's a weight loss coaching program for truck drivers. And, we're on the mission to lower trucker obesity and give them a resource that is actually viable, given their schedule and their lifestyle and all of the inherent challenges that are in their, in their schedule.
Viability, good one, because so I recently took a road trip, and when we're on a road trip, I don't know, we do recognize a little bit more about being on the road. You go to the truck stop, right? You see the McDonald's at the restroom, or you're just at a random restroom and there's plenty of sodas there. Reach over, get another Twizzlers,
roller dogs,
right? Roller dogs, exactly. I mean, if you were to look around and document it, there's almost no nutrition around you.
Yeah, and the honestly, the most obvious challenge, if you're thinking high level, it's the environment. Like, one of the easiest ways to form and break a habit is to change your environment. But truck drivers are forced to be in an environment where their movement is limited. They can control some of that, but the vast majority they can't, right? Because they're not getting paid if they're not on the road sitting down, driving. And then the other challenge is obviously those truck stops, right? A lot of truck stops are being a lot of them are having fast food. I noticed that a lot of mom and pops are going away from truck stops, and they're putting a bunch of Arby's and fast food, Taco Bell. So yeah, the obvious challenge is the environment, and there's just so much friction with that. So although it's not impossible, to get in shape and stay in shape as a driver, there's definitely a lot of challenges.
What then? Well, Sue, I cut you off. Did you have something you want to say?
No, I completely concur with that statement, because I've had a lot of drivers work for me and always have this problem.
Yeah.
It's just too easy to pick up a
Okay,
burger.
sounds
I mean,
great.
we do it as ourselves here.
Do you
It's
need
5 minutes away. I'll go
notice
pick up a burger instead of
before
eating what I should be
picking?
eating.
Yeah, it's convenient,
So.
and it's everywhere. I mean, everywhere you look, 95% of the options are unhealthy. So that in itself is what makes it so difficult.
Shoot, and I guarantee they put stuff in there that makes us crave this stuff anyway, so that doesn't help anything.
Sure.
And
Definitely
feel
some truth to
hungry
that.
soon. So what I do when I go on a road trip is, starting at home base,
What's the
I
best
make
way
sandwiches.
to look for?
I know. It's what I do. It's my thing. I go out and buy turkey and ham, and not the super processed, already sliced. Try to go to the deli.
Right.
Ham and turkey and wheat bread, mustard, mayonnaise, and a slice of cheese. It's not the healthiest thing. It's better than a burger. Saves me money, saves me time, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something positive.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is, so then in your Road Warrior Wellness program, how are you turning the tables on the environment?
Yeah, great question. So although we can't supply drivers with healthier options, or send them gym equipment or equipment that they can put in their rig, we can control their environment. Can't change it, we can control it. And like I alluded to earlier, we're trying to lower trucker obesity. So we are primarily working with truck drivers who are trying to lose weight, and as a byproduct of that, improve their health. And one of the things that our slogan is lose weight your way. So whenever we partner with the driver, we literally meet them where they're starting out from and figure out what the most conducive approach is for them. Some drivers are open-minded to, going all in from the get-go, cleaning up their nutrition, exercising more. But then we have others that want to take a slower start, and it's different for every driver. So in order to make it the most effective, for each driver we work with, we literally have to understand their schedule, their lifestyle, their preferences, and meet them, where they're at in their journey.
Well, I have a question. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is an app that they're going to have, and they're following it, probably putting in their food that they eat every day, that kind of thing, keeping track
That's
of it.
definitely included. Yeah, it's
Okay.
included for sure.
So on the app, is there a link to healthy choices when they go into a certain area?
Yeah, so let me point this out because the weight loss industry is terrible for just educating us. There's so many myths that go around, and a lot of drivers are just confused, right? And you can't blame them. So we look at health as not only what you eat, but how much you eat, especially when it comes to losing weight. Like, to be candid, some of our drivers go through periods of time where they're losing weight, but they're eating out 2-3 times a day. So I do want to shed light on that. I mean, quality is definitely, health is definitely quality and quantity. But we basically start the process, like I mentioned, we get to understand what the driver is open to. Do they want to go grocery shopping? Do they want to eat out at least once or twice a day? And then from there, we actually pair them with one of our coaches to create a custom driver-friendly nutrition plan for them that are comprised of foods that they want to eat and their willingness to either grocery shop or not. And then from there, we call it a flexible driver-friendly nutrition plan because you can only follow the same meal plan for so long before you get tired of
and then
it.
you get sick of
like,
it.
Like, how many days do you want to eat chicken and broccoli? Like, come on. So we set up the meal plan in a way where if they follow it, they really don't have to think about how much they're eating or whatever. It's all taken care of for them. But if they want to replace meals, we teach them how to substitute any meal on their, driver-friendly meal plan, so they can eat what they want. And because another thing that, our drivers tell their coach is, sometimes it's either don't eat or eat fast food. And of course, most drivers are going to eat fast food.
Just going to say, there's going to be a time. We all have this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at Taco Bell for whatever reason. That's the only place we're going right now. That's the only place there is, whatever. What can I eat at Taco Bell that won't destroy me?
They have those bowls, those protein bowls.
Protein bowl? What do you think of that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, the biggest thing I would say, it kind of goes back to the goal, like the objective, at least for our drivers, it's to lose weight. So it's like, we need to make sure whatever you eat at Taco Bell, it's going to fall within something we call a fuel range, which essentially is a range of calories. And as long as they fall within that range by the end of each day, they're golden. However, depending on the driver and where they're at in their journey, maybe maybe they've already been consistent with nailing their calories. Maybe it's maybe it's a point in time where they're focusing on their protein. So it depends on the driver, but like in an ideal situation, I would definitely say trying to go for a higher protein option is going to be the best route, because not only is that going to be lower in calories inherently, it's also going to keep you fuller for longer, which then reduces the urge to snack or be hungry 30 minutes later.
How about, all right, this is great. How about like fasting and water and spreading meals out? What can you add on that?
Yes, sir. I mean, Jay, I'd love to talk about that. Because I talk to a lot of my day-to-day consists of like talking to drivers, like actually on the phone, and a lot of them will tell me that they fast. And the good thing about fasting is if you go the first 6-8 hours during the day without eating, it does give you a much greater chance of not overeating by the end of each day, obviously. But at the same time, I've noticed that it could be a crutch, because if you're not eating enough food by the end of each day, and you do that for 5-7 days, whatever the case may be, you're going to be so deprived That's usually when you'll see binge eating occur. However, personally, I like to fast for the first 4 hours of the day. My body feels better. So we're not like against fasting by any means. I think it's a great tool for the right type of individual. I would just make sure that anybody, who wants to fast, especially a driver, just make sure you're getting the right amount of calories in by the end of each day and just stabilizing the food. With water intake, I'm sure you guys have heard that you should drink a gallon a day.
The percentage of your body weight is what I always heard too. So
Yeah, right. And sure, that would be ideal. But what also would be more ideal is choosing an amount that you can stick with. So if we take a driver who is drinking 7 sodas a day, 0 bottles of water, and we say, all right, driver, I think you should drink a gallon a day.
yeah,
And they're going to be like,
no
I know
way.
I should, but that's difficult. And I can't stop every hour to
Go to the
take a
bathroom.
bathroom break.
Yeah.
So best, course of action for, a driver starting out that's not used to drinking water is starting small, maybe 1 or 2 bottles a day, staying the course, being consistent, and then building upon that until you feel like you're at an amount that is reasonable. It is reasonable. So
I did fasting on my weight loss journey too, because I've lost almost 120 pounds since
that's great.
2020.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I started out with working out and watching what I ate, and then I started fasting and working out. But I will say you have to do both. It's not like, you know what I mean? Because it raises your metabolism for one. Plus, when you're losing weight, like I've got so much loose skin, it's unreal because of it,
Yeah.
And so you have to work some of that off and gain your muscle back too.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally get it, but I like fasting. So I'm
Yeah.
with you. I usually don't eat until dinner time most of the time.
Yeah. And that's another key. Finding what works for you. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we help drivers do. I mean, sure, we have a proven system for them to follow, but there are nuances.
Yeah.
And the only way we can identify those nuances is actually applying our principles and our system to the driver and then gaining experience with them and then and themselves. I mean, a lot of the drivers don't know what they don't know until they experience
Yeah.
certain things.
So I'm assuming you try to get them to do an exercise program. Is that kind
If
of?
they're willing.
Yeah.
If they're willing, we can help them drop 1 to 3 pounds a week with no exercise. Now,
Right.
that's not ideal, but what is ideal, like I said, is getting them to do
Each
something they
their
can
own,
stick
yeah. I mean,
with.
and a lot of times once you start losing weight, you want to exercise because you're feeling better. And I
Exactly.
think that comes in too. So
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole theory behind that is let's get you losing some weight. Let's get you
Mhm.
feeling better, get your energy up, get your joints feeling a little bit better, and then let's just try a day. Let's just try a day of walking for
1 week.
15 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. That's what I did. I was a walker. I always walked. So that was my
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people a
Well,
lot
and the
of people.
drivers, yeah, and they have access to walk. I mean, they really could.
Yeah.
Even if they
And-
parked at a mall, they could walk in that
Access
mall.
to
You know
walk.
what I mean?
You
So,
did. You found an exercise that you can't say. Time could be the problem, but otherwise
true.
you can walk anywhere.
True.
And
Yeah.
in fact, I was going to talk about getting hungry at night.
Mhm.
This is one for me.
Yeah.
How do you deal with getting hungry at night and managing that properly?
Try to prevent it in the first place by making sure you're eating enough during the day. That's the biggest thing. With our drivers, they crave the most when they're not eating the most and when I say during the day, like at least you want to try to prevent it by, you don't have to cram all your food in the morning or by 12 p.m. A lot of that is contingent on your schedule, right? But eating enough during the day to try to mitigate that. Obviously, eating more foods with higher protein is going to help. I know you hear it a lot, but if you're just eating enough during the day and eating, sufficient protein, that's going to mitigate a lot of that.
See, every time I'm hungry, I drink water. And it fills me up and I'm
I
not
was
hungry
gonna
for
say,
a while.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, again, and it kind of goes back to figuring out what works for you. You've already proven that you know your stuff, and
Yeah.
what you've done has worked. Most importantly, so you have
Yeah.
evidence, and that's another part of that.
All right. How about like you're ready to eat healthy. I like this. Okay, I'm ready to eat healthy. I'm ready to eat healthier.
Mhm.
but I'm on the road all the time. I don't want to spend a bunch of money, and I don't want to feel like a vegan. There, I said it. What do I do? I mean, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would, if I was actually speaking to this person, I would get to understand what they're currently eating. Like, what are they actually eating? Where are they eating at? And
Fast
just
food and soda. Let's say they say fast food and soda.
Yep.
perfect. Well, I would just identify what fast food places and then take the time to look at the menu and look at their options to see which options are healthier. Now, what is defined as healthier? Well, definitely the amount. I mean, I would definitely focus on the amount, but also, grilled versus fried is better. Fruit over fries. But again, I do want to make this statement. It's not like you can't have the fries, and it's not like you can't have the fried food.
You can have the fries?
Absolutely, I'm gonna have the
Whoa.
fries if I go to a fast food place.
You can have
Yeah.
hash browns with my breakfast sandwich,
Yeah,
right?
and the trick is not overdoing it, because it is actually very easy to overconsume if you're purely eating unhealthy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would take a look at the menu, try to find lower calorie options, items, higher protein, grilled over fried. But just bear in mind, you don't have to go all in with it and just purely cut out the fries forever and cut out the fried foods
They're
forever.
like
I
treats.
actually-
That's what I take it as.
I try to cut out fries. Like, I a long time ago realized, I'm like, why does fries come with everything? It's like the day you realize that, what is it? Corn, soy corn, whatever that corn thing is, that's in everything. But cutting out soda, cutting out fries. The thing is, I like to get a salad or a baked potato.
Mhm.
The salad's never enough. I could eat a giant side salad. It's never big enough for me. What do you
Yeah.
do? Right?
Yeah, easiest thing is to add more, food into, to provide more satiation. So definitely protein. I mean, protein's adding protein into a salad is super, super easy. But I would have more with that meal. I mean, have a salad, but not to belabor the point, but it goes back to like eating the appropriate amount of food during the day and stabilizing that. Because personally, I've noticed with myself, and of course our drivers, whenever there's up and down, whenever they have 500 calories one day, then 1500, then 2500, of course that's going to make their weight fluctuations, but most importantly, it's going to fluctuate their appetite, right? They're going to crave more some days, and they're just going to get all out of whack. So that stabilization is key.
Moderation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure someone's saying this. Yeah, I can't drink that much water and pee 20 times a day.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a pain in the butt.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I don't drink much water.
I can give another tip around that, because I mean I have to go to the bathroom a lot during the day due to drinking an ample amount of water. But what we do with our drivers is we time their water intake when they're going to be parked, right? So we'll have them load up right before they're about to stop. Maybe have them load up on water in the morning, so before they start their day, because that's going to be that's the easiest way to help them get more water in.
Right, you could do that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Sue.
Question. So when I was doing this too, I noticed as you're doing portion control, because that's a huge part of this, you don't get as hungry as you used to as you're going along. So your portion control should go down anyways, right? I mean, that's the way it's worked for me. I eat way less than I used to.
Yeah. I mean,
and I'm hungry. I mean, I'm not hungry. I mean, I'm full by the time I'm done, but I'll eat like a quarter of my plate and take the rest home. And everybody else is like gowing out, eating all the food, and they're like, "You're already full," and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm done." I mean, so, and I think that is part of the weight loss journey too, isn't it? Because that's the whole purpose of what you're doing.
Definitely. There's a little quote, I guess you could say, that comes to mind, but like whatever you apply to your body consistently, your body adapts.
Right. Okay.
All right.
And that's what you're experiencing now, because your body has adapted so well to what you've done. It just makes the journey so much easier.
Yeah.
You know. So one thing we encourage our
nightmare.
For
Those
sure.
first few months are horrible.
Yeah. Like we had a lady, OTR driver. She's early 60s. Um, she, she came into our program very discouraged, feeling
Yeah.
very hopeless. She has Hashimoto's disease, thyroid issues. Her doctor told her, basically, I don't know what to do for you. And she's very, very down. But she, kudos to her. She gave us a shot. Within a week, she posted in our trucker Facebook group where we have all of our members, making a video saying that she saw a number on the scale that she hadn't seen in 2 or 3 years and was just crying,
Aw.
honestly.
That's
And
awesome.
she actually recently made another video, and I'll bring this home. But she was saying how she just hit another low, and she made a video talking to our, we call them our B-Lean road warriors, the drivers that work with us. And she was telling our road warriors how you gotta be patient. Like she was saying, I get so frustrated sometimes with that number on the scale, but I have my coach to lean on, which is a huge part of our service. And my coach talks through things with me. And she was just saying, like, it's so worth it. You're definitely gonna have some frustrations, some peaks and valleys, but like, just stick with it, So
I was just thinking about how if I was driving down the road and I wanted to learn more about being healthy, listening to this podcast audio, I would probably find motivating. There's many ideas in here: drinking water, watching your calorie count, eating more nutritious,
No, I was telling
being more consistent, trying to get some walking in, drink water at more opportune times because you know that that's going to be a challenge because you're driving all day. I think this is great. I'm going to ask you a bonus question, which is, what happens when you drink a few beers at night? What is it doing to your body, to your calories and your weight? Do you know?
It's doing a lot. The first thing, you're doing is you're setting yourself up to be in a caloric surplus, eat like pretty easily, not only from the calories in the beer, but what that beer will probably turn into is probably going to turn into you craving something afterwards. In certain cases, it's definitely going to affect the sleep, which affects recovery, which, you need ample recovery to lose adequate weight. It's going to affect the metabolism. It's going to do many bad things, but again, we're not a component. We don't promote drivers to drink alcohol. But we definitely don't have them, like, we definitely don't say they have to cut it out. Like, they have to cut it out completely. We try to educate them on obviously all the negative benefits so that they will realize, hey, this is what I'm getting myself into if I have a drink. Right. But yes, we definitely, encourage drivers whenever they're on home time and they're, spending some time with family, definitely to, if they have it, to go about it in a certain way so that they don't set themselves back immensely after having it. Right. So there's definitely a good and bad way to go about it. But of course, we do a good job of just educating drivers on the negative repercussions of alcohol in general, but definitely overconsumption.
Well, and that's what I'm a realist, and what I'm kind of talking about is you get home.
morning.
It's not Monday night and you're chugging a keg. You got home. It's Saturday night. You're with your family. You have a few beers, and you're doing this every weekend. Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, every weekend. I know I cut out beer pretty much for the most part several years ago, and because I realized I didn't know that, man, these things are loaded with calories. This is how this is the last thing you're doing before you go to sleep. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to contribute it's going to lead you down the path to obesity. So I found that those like Smirnoff Ice, those kind of foofy soda water.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want to get caught drinking that, but that actually is a better option than several just straight up lagers. Anyways, I'm just saying it because it's interesting as you start to look at calorie count. That seems to be the first step. When you finally look at those little numbers up on the menu board, and you start thinking about that, the number one meal with a soda was over half your calorie count for the day.
Mhm.
Right? That's kind of eye-opening.
Absolutely. Yeah, and here's I'll say there's two sides to this, at least that we educate our drivers on, which is you can have that. You know, you can have a soda. And I'm speaking about like drivers just starting out because we don't like to make huge changes. But we tell them, hey, at the end of the day, if you stay within your principles and parameters, primarily, you know, that fuel range I mentioned, you can have that. But pay attention to how you feel after you have it, right? So it's like we kind of give them what they want and say, hey, you can still lose the weight doing it this way, but pay attention to how you feel to that fast food place. Let's replace that soda with, you know, maybe an iced tea or something, right? But then again, sweet tea has a lot of calories.
Yeah.
But you kind of get the point. Just wean them down a little bit, but also show them a way to do it if that's what they're set on, in a way that's not going to just, you know, take away their results.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Brandon. Thanks for joining us today. I thought it was a lot of great information. I know that it's been said in the live chat that car haulers are fit. You know, on average, car haulers may be more fit than the average freight driver. That is possible.
Yeah.
But regardless, I know it. When you're traveling and you're on the road, you can't help but eat less healthy, maybe eat more.
Yeah, definitely.
And exercise less.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for doing what you do, Brandon. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, Jay and Sue, thank you again for having me on the show.
All right, it was fun.
Awesome.
All right, I'm going to let you go, and I'll put you back in the waiting room, and then have a great day, Brandon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brandon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
See ya. That was cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out his website.
I like talking about diet and exercise because it usually motivates me, and sometimes I
Me
just
too.
need that little extra motivation.
Yeah.
And it also, like, okay, so this past weekend, Kimberly and I, we had Mexican food Saturday and Sunday. I'm telling you, I way overate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was fun.
And you're
But-
miserable.
Yeah,
you?
I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, by
Yeah.
Monday morning, I was like, man, I'm glad it's Monday. I'm glad, you know, would break that routine.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. It's like, isn't that what we all do on a 4-day holiday? We end up overeating.
Vacation period. Everybody
do.
always. That's what we're there
There
to
are
do.
there are too many federal holidays for me to overeat. I can't think of a holiday where I didn't overeat.
Right. Well, I'll say the year of COVID on November, because I had COVID, didn't eat anything. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. So it takes COVID to properly
For
die
no overeating.
during a holiday. If that's you, check out BeLeanFitness.com. I think we talked about the fraud stuff, and we're at the end here. I guess I wanted to show this again, that I know if you're watching live or on demand and you made it this far in the show, Murphy Auto Transport Services, Sue has room for a carrier.
Yes, I do.
And
Give me a
Yeah,
call.
I do always. do
this
that.
is this is kind of a neat opportunity.
For just
I,
Yes, because I don't hardly ever take on.
that's what I'm trying to say exactly. I don't want it to sound like I'm spinning some yarn, but I know when I was dispatching, there were a couple of guys that were like, "Please
Yes,
dispatch me, please,
Yes.
please," and I was like, "Oh, I can't. I mean, I can only." One of the reasons why what I do is quality is because I only work with so many drivers.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's honestly, that's the only way you can do it. There's
That's
just
right.
too much parts and pieces when you're doing this. And if you have X amount of drivers, which I always tell you, 4 to 5 for one person is a lot. And that's 3 car haulers. If you have something bigger, that's less than that. But you spend a lot of time, not just getting loads, verifying loads, checking their accounting, talking to your driver. I mean, we're talking, it's an 8 to 10 hour day minimum. Sometimes it's more. Sometimes it's on the weekends. So,
It's a relationship.
yes. It is.
I use that word sparingly now because it is overused, but it is a relationship,
Yeah.
and you do develop, and,
Yes, you do.
and that's where we've talked about
And you
red
have to get along
flags.
with them.
If
Yeah.
you don't get along and you find yourself disagreeing, man, this thing's not gonna last.
No, it's not. You
It
might
is
as well
going-
stop right then and either
Right.
you hand them off to
Just-
another dispatcher or you just say, I'm done. I can't do it. So, I mean, not
That's
everybody's
right.
personalities are going to get along with somebody else. And
So I hope keep us posted. Let us know what happens. We
I
will
will.
keep promoting it. I need to talk to hopefully next week's guest. There's somebody I want to bring on next Thursday, so I need to organize that.
Okay.
And then this is pretty cool. ClearPath TMS.
Yeah.
We've talked about ClearPath TMS.
Yeah.
Sorry, College Park.
Carvana
yes,
is built on ClearPath TMS.
yes,
ClearPath TMS is going to make some appearances on ATI.
awesome.
So Aaron will be here on Thursday in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Then he's going to be on a Tuesday night show in September. We're going to be learning more about ClearPath TMS. And Aaron's a pretty smart guy. So this is going to be pretty cool. So here's the homework. In 3 weeks, I want to do self-dispatching load boards.
Okay.
Somebody had said, right? Okay, great. You got the top 20. Which ones can I self-dispatch?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's our next. And maybe then we'll also do 5 real load boards. I don't know. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. You want to
website,
you
YouTube,
want to do my
podcast.
$10?
Oh
nugget
yeah,
story?
take it away. $10 chicken nugget story.
So I dispatched a load to a company. It was a couple vehicles out of New York going to New Jersey, and it was like $1,000. And they asked me. They picked up the load. They're about to drop the load, and they're like, "Can you pay us $10,010?" I'm like, What are you talking about, right? Who asked for $10 more? First off, you already picked up the car, so what the hell's going on? And I just was like, whatever. I'm not even gonna answer this because at this point I'm kind of pissed off, right? So Janice, did you call them? Yeah,
I
Janice
texted
called
them.
them or texted them and asked them what the hell is going on. Well, they were having a competition in their office. Whoever got the first $10 off of one of their drivers won the competition. And I was like, okay, we'll do it. I'm just like,
That'll
darn,
be
that's not the
$10.
craziest shit. I mean, I guess it makes entertainment
That
value for your office.
sounds just like dispatching. 'Cause that
Cowboy
is
dispatching.
right. Wow, that is crazy.
Yes.
It's a great story. Now, where do the chicken nuggets come in? Are
Well,
there
because
chicken nuggets?
every time we've ever talked about $10 more, we were like, that's just chicken
Oh,
nuggets.
those are chicken
so
nuggets.
that was the first thing I said to Janice.
Oh,
I
it's
said,
the
"What,
chicken
they need
nugget
a-"
challenge.
Yeah.
Ooh. I
We should've
smell.
told them it was
I
a
smell
chicken nugget
branding.
challenge.
The chicken nugget challenge. Take the chicken nugget challenge.
Yep.
Only
That's
on
funny.
ATI. Yeah, that's
Yep.
awesome, man. I love
Yep.
it. Well, good one. All right. Well, we got a full show here. What was Janice contributing on? What were we asking you before, Janice? Like a month ago. What was a phrase of the day? What were we asking?
Oh,
you?
you were supposed to be doing a thought of the day.
Oh, the thought of the day.
Oh,
Yeah. So we either.
All right, Janice. Thought of the day.
Right, exactly.
On the
Thought
spot.
of the day. All right. All right. How about this? What's the crappiest load you've had to deal with so far this week?
for this week,
Yeah.
probably.
It could be last week.
Oh, he wasn't working
You-
last week.
How about crappiest load in July? That sounds like a T-shirt, right? It's hard to think, right? Because your brain
It
is.
is.
Because they've
Your
all
brain's
been
like
pretty
mush.
crappy.
They've all
Yeah.
been.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
nothing that's outstandingly crappy. It's just been crap.
Did
Yeah.
you? Okay, it's August. The load
Yeah.
boards suck.
Yeah. Well,
Rates
okay.
suck.
Here's one. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get a 2-pack that's going from Atlanta down to Florida, and they're only paying $401, and they won't
Wow.
go up in price.
200 per car
Yep.
Yeah,
from Atlanta
That's
to
Florida.
Florida.
We're at
Orlando.
Orlando.
Tampa, sorry.
Tampa.
Yeah.
I've
That's
seen
even worse.
that.
Tampa.
Yeah, I've seen that. Tampa, right? It's not worth 200 to Jacksonville. It's not worth 200 to
Yeah,
what's that city just across the border? I mean, that sucks.
yeah. It's awful.
They won't come. What kind of location is it? Pick up and delivery
It's
locations.
it's a IAA.
Right? Oh boy.
So,
It's
yeah,
even worse.
yeah.
You know there's no metal working in that car, right?
Yeah.
$200 a car. What's it delivering to? Can you get that info? Do we know?
No.
Yeah.
Probably
it
Who
says
cares?
It's business, so it's
Yeah.
A
probably
business.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. A business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who does $401?
Wow.
I haven't seen
That sounds
rich
like a
shit
chicken
that,
nugget
too.
challenge.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one nugget.
Fuck. You can buy
Wow.
a half a
That
chicken
blows.
nugget with $1.
Now, why are you looking at that? You need to fill up a.
She's trying to get him home from
Yeah.
Atlanta
Oh,
to
God.
Florida.
Going
is.
home is the hardest because
Yes.
you're trapped.
Yes.
And I think they know that.
Yes.
Right?
And that's
Well,
why they won't go up.
I don't know if they
They answer the
know that
phone.
because they don't know you're kind
Are
of
you
going,
going
to Florida,
home?
technically, but
When you give them your company name and you're out of Davenport, Florida.
Oh
yeah,
my
but what
God.
I'm saying is Florida to Florida and out of Florida
Yeah.
is crap.
Awful.
I mean, that's just the way it
You
is.
know what? You just
What?
tipped me out. I bet brokers know that one.
They
They
do.
probably
When you-
they
what's your-
brokers do know that.
Because they say, what's your company name? They pull you up. They see that
Oh.
you're headed home.
Oh well, yeah, that too.
Bingo! Right? We got one.
Talk them into
It's like
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. We got one.
yeah.
Oh,
You know what
that's
happened to me the
terrible.
other day? Tell me this is not crazy. We took a load out of Nashville Copart going, I can't remember. Anyways, it was Savannah, Georgia. It was supposed to be for $375. Said $375 on Central. Sends it over for $265 and tells us that it did not say that. I'm sorry. I'm
What?
not blind. I know how to read.
I got a screenshot button.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't give us the money.
All right,
I'm like,
nobody cares. Okay,
Yeah.
so now that good. This brings us back to with the scumbag freight and all that stuff.
Mm.
You know, the complaint is who needs to clean this up?
It's just it.
Oh.
Nobody's going to clean it up. Like you said, anybody can do whatever they want.
The load board goes, not my problem.
No.
The FMCSA says call the
Not
FBI.
my problem. Yeah. We don't care how much you're making. Yeah.
I don't
mean,
see a solution coming. And so here's what's happened. So now the number 2 load board, I think, has tried to say, I'm treading lightly here because I don't want to, man, and this is why scumbag brokers, I can't imagine how that's going to proceed without a legal issue.
Right.
But anyways, the number 2 load board, I believe, has tried to hang on to virtuous business. But as they've grown, they have found out what every business finds out, which is can't police everything.
No.
And why are we trying to police everything if we can't police everything? Are we biting off more than we can chew? So the complaint came in on LinkedIn that number 2 load board isn't doing any better than the number 1 load board, and they said they would. The question is, do they have to?
Well, technically, no, if we want to
Right.
go by that. I mean, I'm curious as to what the problem is that they're having.
The problem was that, okay, you're having brokers
Mhm. Not pay.
scam, fraud,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
BS dispatching.
Mhm.
Changing the price is BS dispatching.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
that means do we
Right.
put them on? Do we put their faces on the internet and list? You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I don't think so, but whatever. So that's BS dispatching. Who says you guys can't do that?
Right.
Anybody?
I have a story for you.
Oh, there we go. We got her. Do it.
Last August, I got a 5-pack for my driver, and it was COD. The guy it bounced the check. So my driver, we have been trying to get paid
Wow.
for this past year. He finally did the WhatsApp, and he goes, I know where you live. Is this your wife? You give me my money. The guy paid right away.
Wow. Wow. And that's what they call vigilante justice.
Yes.
Well,
And
see,
that's-
he didn't have a broker bond, so he couldn't file
Right.
against a broker bond.
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah.
The guy didn't care anyways.
no.
Nope.
So he's lucky he got paid. Honestly.
Yeah, he really.
Oh, he is lucky. Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, I wonder if he's available to be a guest next week.
Mhm.
Hi, Mr. WhatsApp guy. Listen. Wow. Great story. Good job. All right, that's the end of the show. That was perfect.
Wait, one more thing.
Oh.
So I've been looking at the Be Lean Fitness website.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It reminds me, see, when I was losing weight, I used Noom. And to me, this would be better because Noom doesn't really, I mean, you have your own person and all this stuff, but I never really talked to anybody. This seems cooler. So I would try it.
I liked what he was saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked the
I like
way
having
he
your
talked.
personal coach kind of thing.
And he's got this is a good website. This makes you think about where you're at
Yep.
on your journey.
And you got other
And-
people in similar situations
Right.
telling you things to do that they're coming across while they're on this journey too, and you have people you can talk to. That always helps. I'm going to tell you right now, when you have other people that are going through this and you can speak to them, or they're even if you looked on their, like, people were putting on testimonials and stuff, that's awesome.
It's really interesting in that this category of business, there's almost nobody.
No, I've never seen anything like this for truck drivers. Have you?
So I know of a couple, at least one other program.
Okay.
But how many people need assistance? Thousands.
Yes.
It's thousands, tens of thousands. And that's what I would say is, I mean, almost everybody reaches a point in their life where they realize, God, I got to do something.
Yeah.
And as he said, who needs the most help? In 2023, looked at trucking. I think he said 77% are obese. That's not that hard to believe.
No, it's not.
Go to any truck stop.
Yeah.
Go to any random truck stop at any random time, and you will see at least one obese trucker.
Well, if it's 77% more.
Well, so I'm being nice. Hang out at the fuel island anywhere, anytime, and you
Yeah.
will see. And they don't, there's going to be a percentage of those guys that aren't happy with it either.
Yeah.
And they like to make a change.
Yeah.
Shoot, he should probably advertise at the gas pump at the fuel island.
Yes. Honestly.
Hang
that's
out
an
at the fuel
excellent
island.
idea.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean,
You're
seriously,
welcome, Brandon.
And I know it costs money to do this.
Yes.
And some people are going to say, I don't want to pay money to lose
But
weight. But
it's-
sometimes you need that
Well,
to get you going.
that's right. When
And
we look, sorry,
it's
but
just-
what?
It's just too easy to say you're going to do it and nobody's sitting behind you making you do it. And almost, I know they're not really sitting behind you, but you know that person is looking at you. So you got to do the right thing. At least somebody's sitting there. You know what I'm saying? That's how I always looked at it. Noom wasn't as personalized as what this sounds like, but I knew there was a person watching what I was doing and entering in every day, what I ate, stuff like that. So I was watching what I was doing. You know what I mean? So I think it would be great for anybody.
I was watching see in the feed. I think it was Jennifer Garner getting ready for the next Marvel superhero movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And she's working out like crazy.
Yeah.
And these folks all have trainers,
Yeah.
right?
No,
And it's the same thing here.
Yeah.
Is that if you want to get serious, think of that's a small investment.
I agree.
And
it's not a continuous investment either.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Maybe a year or two, but
Fly, birdie, fly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, once you lose the weight and you've learned how to do what you need to do, yeah.
And developing a routine.
Takes, was it 2 weeks to, what is it called? It takes 2 weeks to create a
new habit.
Yeah,
I think I've heard 3.
Is it
But-
3? So that was
but-
2.
But
yeah,
yeah,
either way.
but you can create a new habit
Yep.
by developing routines, being disciplined, and
Mm-hmm.
and also don't overdo it on day one.
Yeah.
bet that's something that happens all the time.
Yeah, he's right. Don't not eat all day long, and then all of a sudden the next day
It's
you're
day
gonna eat
one.
everything
It's
inside.
salad all day,
Yes.
and I'm going to run 5 miles. Day
And
2.
then tomorrow I'm eating a
this
whole chocolate
sucks.
cake.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I get it.
Oh man, totally. All right. Well, that was really cool. It's cool
Yeah.
that worked out. And you know how I got contacted through like a podcast service or something.
Yeah.
Hey, I see that you're in this trucking space. Do you want to talk to Brandon? I was like, yeah, that actually, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it really
It's not-
does.
It's not avocados and sweaters. So, all right. What do we say, office?
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Thanks, everybody in the live chat. Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Brandon. And we'll see you next Thursday.
All righty. See ya.
Take care. See you. Bye.